Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to Sri Hari Ragavendra Academy. So let us start our problems on marginal costing today. So before beginning the class, let us pray to our God Krishna. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Harehe Paramatmane Pranataha Kleshanashaya Govindhaya Namo Namaha. It says that if you do have any obstacles in the life, any anxieties, any depressions, any tensions, then completely surrender it to Krishna and he will take care of all your worries. By saying this and by remembering Lord Hayagriva Swami and Saraswati, let us start today's class on PV ratio, that is on marginal costing. Okay, now this is problem number 1, student. So let me try to understand what is this problem. Calculate the PV ratio. We have year 2024-25. Sales are given 20,000 for 24, 22,000 for 25. Net profit is given as 1,000 rupees for 24 and 1,600 for 25. What do we observe? We sales have increased by 2,000 from 24 to 25. Even profits have increased by 600 from 24 to 25. And we need to calculate what? PV ratio. Now PV ratio has two formulas, that is contribution by sales into 100 and change in profit by change in sales. Which is the better one to apply for this particular problem? Second one is the best option, because change in profit. What is the change in profit from 2024 to 25? What is change in sales? What is change in sales from 2024 to 25? And we will apply this formula and we will try to solve the problem. So now let us try to solve this problem. So solution, how do we calculate PV ratio? PV ratio is equal to change in profits divided by change in sales into 100. Therefore, what is change in profits now? From, yes, we have 1,600 minus 1,000 rupees and 22,000 minus 20,000 rupees. So 600 divided by 2,000 into 100. So PV ratio will be 30%. Therefore PV ratio equals 30%. So this is how we do with the problem number 1. So any doubt, you can pin it in the comment box. Now let me try to solve the one more problem here. So this is now problem number 2. So let me try to analyze. Sales equals 12,000 rupees, variable cost equals 7,000 rupees, fixed cost equals 4,000 rupees. Find out what is contribution and find out what is profit. Now how do we find out contribution, dear student? So let us check with the let me check with 1 minute, just a minute. Yes, now we have this thing. Now how do we calculate the contribution? Sales minus variable cost, right? So sales is given and variable cost is given. We will try to contribute. So therefore now let me write a solution. So what is contribution? Contribution equals here sales minus variable cost. So what is sales here? What is variable cost here? So therefore my contribution equals, what is sales minus variable cost? 12,000 minus 7, I think it is 5,000, guys. 5,000 rupees is your contribution. So first question is answered. Now how do we calculate profits? So let me check with the profit. Yes, margin of safety into PV ratio is the first formula that we have. Do we have margin of safety information in the problem? Definitely not. Then this is not a right formula. Next formula is contribution minus fixed cost. Do we have contribution? Yes, we have contribution. Then do we have fixed cost? Yes, we have fixed cost. Then it is a right formula to apply second formula. So therefore I will have to calculate profits equals contribution fixed cost. What is contribution? 5,000. What is fixed cost? 4,000. So therefore I think you might have already know how what is this contribution. Contribution is a money that is left over after accounting or after deducting all your variable cost, right? So remaining money is 5,000. Out of this you are recovering 4,000 cost. You are paying 4,000 cost. So what is remaining profits? 1,000 rupees. Now if you don't know how did we calculate all this contribution and all with the conclusion, then please go and watch my first video, case study videos, then you will understand what is contribution. Next we have one more problem here. From the following data, total fixed cost is 12,000, selling price per unit is 12 rupees per unit, variable cost is 9 rupees per unit. Calculate contribution, calculate PV ratio and calculate BEP. Now in BEP we have two kinds. One is BEP in units and BEP in sales volume. Now the problem is not clear about which BEP that they are basically asking. So what I will gonna do is to be on a safer side, I will calculate both BEP in units and BEP in sales volume. So let me try and calculate. Firstly we will try what is that they have asked you to calculate. They have asked you to calculate contribution. Students, now let us take this formula sheet. What is the formula to calculate contribution? Sales minus variable cost. Sales minus variable cost. What is selling price per unit? 12 rupees. What is variable cost per unit? 9 rupees. Now what is contribution? 3 rupees is our contribution. Now what is that they have asked you to calculate? Now they have asked us to calculate PV ratio, right? How do we calculate PV ratio? We have a formula here. Contribution divided by sales into 100. When do we apply this formula? When the information is given for 2 years, that is change in profits, change in sales. If you have not understood, then please replay back this video from the beginning, because we have solved the first problem on the basis of this same formula. So now this is the better formula to apply contribution divided by sales into 100. Now what is contribution? We have 3 rupees. What is sales? We have 12. 3 by 12 into 100. 3 divided by 12 into 100. Now just check it out how much it comes up to. Contribution, I think it will come up to 25%. Now we need to calculate BEP, that is break even point, BEP. Now what is BEP in units? Formula: total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So BEP in units, total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. What is total fixed cost? 12,000. What is contribution per unit? 3 rupees. So 12,000 divided by 3 rupees will be 4,000 units. Keep this in mind. Okay. Now this is BEP in units. Now BEP in sales value, total fixed cost. Now we are replacing contribution by PV ratio. That's all. Break even point in sales value, total fixed cost divided by PV ratio. What is total fixed cost? 12,000. What is PV ratio? 25%. That is 12,000 divided by 25%. Please carefully press in the calculator as 25 and then click on percentage. Then it will come up to how much? 48,000 rupees. Okay, that is what is BEP. Now we have answered all the questions from this particular problem. Now the last problem for today's class is this. fixed cost is 12,000 units, selling price is 12 rupees per unit, variable cost is what is that, 9 rupees per unit. What will be the amount of sales if it is desired to earn the profit of 6,000 and desired to earn the profit of 15,000? Okay, now they've asked us to calculate desired profits. Okay, what will be the amount of sales if they intended to earn the desired profit? See, now we have this formula. What is the amount of sales for desired profit? So fixed cost plus desired profit divided by PV ratio is what we need to apply for this, because we have to calculate the amount of sales if the desired profits are so and so. So now I will write this: sales for desired profit is equal to fixed cost plus desired profits divided by PV ratio. Now fixed cost is already there, desired profits are there in terms of 6,000 and 15,000, so we have to calculate it for twice, but we don't have PV ratio. First let me try and calculate PV ratio first. PV ratio is equal to, what is the formula? Contribution by sales into 100. So I will write it like this: contribution by sales into 100. Now we need to first calculate contribution, sales minus variable cost, sales minus variable cost. What is selling price per unit? 12. What is variable cost per unit? 9. That is 3 rupees. So contribution is 3, 12 into 100. That will be coming around 25%. PV ratio is now done. Now we need to calculate this sales. So now let me try and calculate the sales for desired profits. Desired profits. So what is the fixed cost given in the problem? 12,000. Plus what is desired profits? 6,000. Divided by, what is the PV ratio? 25%. So 72,000 of sales. That means that you should at least have a sales of 72,000 in order to earn the desired profits of 6,000. Now if you intend to earn sales for desired profit of how much? 15,000. Next formula remains the same. Fixed cost is 12,000, which remains fixed. Now the desired profit is changed. Instead of 6,000, we will be taking it as 15,000 divided by PV ratio will also remain same. So this will come up to 1,08,000 rupees. So what does it mean? If you are desiring to earn 15,000 as profits, at least you should have a sale of 1,08,000. If you are desiring to earn 6,000 profits, then at least you should have a sale of 72,000. So if you are desiring 6,000 profits, you should have sales of 72,000. If you are desiring 15,000 profit, you should have at least sales of 1,08,000. So I hope all the 4 problems were understood by you, and if you are feeling it very easy, please put it in the comment box, say that it is becoming easy to you, and subscribe to the channel and click on a bell icon to get a further notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all. Have enjoyable learning. Thank you.